Alright guys, so a lot of people saw the first video and enjoyed it, asked for more. A lot of people whose misprints were featured in the first video also said they had more to show off. There were people who didn't get a chance to show theirs off at the time, and I actually was able to acquire a couple misprints to post here too. So there's a whole smorgasbord of misprint cards to take a look at in the second installment of what will likely continue to be a series as long as people continue to enjoy watching it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's video and take a look at some Yu-Gi-Oh! Misprints. Alright, so starting us off today is one that a good friend of mine has. I was able to actually get in person, take a look at, and get a couple pictures of. This is cool for so many reasons. So it's a relatively standard reprint in the sense that it's, you know, a name shift. But, like, for one, it's, just one of my favorite cards, so I'm a little bit biased. I just think Heart Earth looks amazing as an ultimate rare. But the fact that, like, the name is just going through the level, like the rank part of it, and just sort of the whole presentation of the card as a result really standing out just makes it an awesome reprint to look at. And I haven't seen too many ultis that are shifted in that exact way, but there are a few other ones we're going to feature in the video as we go along here that are, arguably even cooler than this one. And it's just hard to pick and choose which ones to feature because of the vast amount of misprints that there are. There's groups on Facebook and otherwise that are all about misprints, dedicated to that, and I definitely encourage you to seek them out, because if you're a misprint collector and or have some you want to sell, and maybe this is the first you're hearing of there being an active community for that, I'm sure they'd gladly like to have more integration within that community and more people taking a look at those types of things. Next one, which this is not my personal card, is an ultimate rare tuning from Starstrike Blast. Now this was posted in the group when I asked for submissions. It is an ultimate rare tuning, but it also has Tragodia stamped on it. Now, I'm not sure if this is the ultimate rare Tragodia that was supposed to be in that was in one of the tournament packs, or if it was somewhere else. However, you can clearly see that there's an overlay in the name, and it's just insane. There's two names on it, and this is from a totally different set. Even if it is Tragodia from like a structure deck or whatever, which I don't think it was. I'm fairly certain it was the ulti Tragodia. It's still not even part of this set. So how a misprint like that even happens is just fascinating to think about. Really, really cool. And the same person who showcased this one also sent us this Red Nova Dragon Ultimate Rare, which looks amazing on its own, with the same Tragodia name stamp going through it. And these are German, but you can clearly see that even if it's not, perfectly legible, you can clearly see there's another name stamped on that card that's probably not supposed to be there. Just a really, really awesome set of Ultimate Rares from Starstrike Blast. Definitely a big fan of these submissions. This one is an Ultimate Rare from Clash of Rebellions, Ignis or Prominence Ultimate Rare. There is nothing Tragodia-ish about this one, however the name is duplicated, so it's the same name, once in the box and then once up top. Lighting makes it a little bit hard to see the shifting on the level stars, but I assure you it's there. Just a really, really cool misprint. Clash of Rebellions seems to have a decent amount of misprints from what I've seen. I know a few people who had acquired some that were a lot less significant than this one back in the day, but the gentleman who sent this in also sent in a few others, such as this Ultimate Rare Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, my favorite of the bunch, just because this card is a gorgeous Ultimate Rare, and with that double name stamp, I mean, this is just a one-of-a-kind as far as I've seen. I'm sure there may be more copies out there, but how can you not look at this and just completely appreciate what it brings to the table as a unique item? And just, I would love to own this card. I can only imagine what the price would be for a card like that, considering that the Ultimate Rare non-misprinted is still pretty pricey on its own. Pivoting to the same person, must have gotten, I'm guessing, either has actively sought these out after getting some, or got really lucky with some Clash of Rebellion boxes or cases or whatever. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, Ultimate Rare, just with the double stamp again. A beautiful Ultimate Rare card. I wish they put Ultimate Rares back in core sets, but that's a different conversation for another day. Can't say enough good things about how cool this looks, and just an awesome piece to complement the rest of those Clash of Rebellions ones. And they also had this Oddis Dragon from Clash of Rebellions, same thing, double stamp, which leads me to believe these were all in the same case or all in the same general vicinity, but I don't know that for sure. I can't confirm or deny that, but these are just some awesome, awesome cards to look at. The set of 4 Ultimate Rares from Clash of Rebellions with double name stamps. Such a cool thing, and thank you for sending those in. And just a quick thing to note, guys, I am going to post links in the description down below to the Instagram pages for anyone who provided me with that information that submitted some of these. And I also found some through other means, so I don't have links for those, but they were okay with it. But anyone who is an owner of a card shown in this video and does not see their name in the description below, please feel free to let me know, and I'd be happy to add it so people can check out your Instagram pages. You guys wouldn't believe some of the stuff I've seen just doing research for this video. There are some amazing misprints out there, and I highly encourage you to check out some of the top creators who have posted those. So, moving on, Archfiend Zombie Skull. This is another one from Battles of Legends Light's Revenge. This was an Ultra. This is a misprinted because it's Prismatic Secret Rare. There are a small handful of these. I showcased a couple in the first video. This one just looks amazing in Prismatic Secret Rare. It's a shame the card is not very good, but just obviously a really cool, valuable piece for any misprint collection. This one, Evil Swarmophion. This is a dual terminal Ultra, but as you can see, there is no dual terminal foiling on it, nor ultra rare text. So it's interesting because it's clearly just missing half of its foil sheet here. The best picture I could get, the person who submitted this actually sent it in as a video, so I had to screen cap it, but you can definitely see the differences, and there are a few other dual terminal cards like this missing the DT foil and the name. Just an awesome, awesome piece. And the dual terminal stuff, some people love it, some people hate it. I think when it went to the shattered glass, it was definitely a lot better, but depending on your preferences, this is still a really cool piece that deserves some love. This one blew me away. Ultimate Rare Stardust Dragon. This one was at misprintprince on Instagram. Really well known within the community. Actually has a YouTube channel as well. If I remember, I'll post a link to his channel. I am going to do my best to remember that at the time I post this. But he has some stuff that's just unbelievable. And this was just one of them. I mean, there's so many things you could look at on this. Obviously, the foil shift, the name shift, the fact that it looks like there's two, bottom pieces to this card overlaying. And this is just an insane, insane misprint that has just so much going for it. I don't know what a value this would be. I would have to estimate it would definitely be in the high, at least 4 digits, if not more. But I can't speak for that, and whether or not there's been offers, I'm sure there have. Just a beautiful, beautiful card that is a really rare, kind of striking misprint. Next up, this I actually found elsewhere online. It's sold as a reprint. Misprint, sorry. I keep doing that. Just disregard me. It's sold as a misprint. Now, if you guys don't see it, that's because it's barely there. They're referring to the small dot in the top left corner of the card next to Harpy Lady's, the pink section of her hair. Not sure I would consider this a misprint, but somebody paid over $10 for it, so, whatever makes you happy, I guess. Not my personal favorite misprint, but I did want to showcase it. You will sometimes see those little white dots sometimes on the card, and people will commonly confuse them for misprints. I do suppose it depends on your audience and whether or not it's something they're interested in, but if it is a misprint, it is a very, very small one, so I wouldn't suddenly get super excited if you've got cards with white dots, unless you want to try selling them online and hope that people will take the bait, because apparently it does happen. Another one I found online, this Lady Debug Super Rare with a Power Code Talker stamp at the bottom. This is from the structure deck, the Pendulum structure deck. I always do that. The Power Code Link structure deck. I'll learn to read one day. Really neat. It's just kind of a cool misprint. And you'll also notice the Eye of Anubis stamp in the top left-hand corner. Very different from the general bottom right where it's supposed to be. So this is just a cool one, pretty unique in the sense that it's got a different name on the bottom and the Eye of Anubis at the top. It looks like there's probably going to be some other misprint cards from whatever sheet this was cut from. Summon Skull, this one's awesome just because it is a classic and a beautiful card. If it doesn't seem like a misprint right off the bat, you'll notice the foiling is actually going right to left instead of left to right. Somewhat common on older secret rares from tins and other sets. It's called reverse foiling. And it does tend to have a pretty solid value depending on the card and whether or not it's in good condition and whether or not you have people looking for it. Ultimately, the most important thing with misprints is there somebody that wants it, because that's going to be the thing that determines whether or not it really has value. But this is the reverse foiling. I noticed I didn't showcase any of these in the previous video, and I thought in case people were curious, I would show it off. I did mention Misprint Prince earlier. He put up a great video talking about what misprints are and what the different types are. I will put a link in the description down below to his channel. Like I said, I would highly recommend anyone interested in misprints check that out, because he goes through more the details of what makes misprints and what different types there are, where I'm more so just showing off different things I've found online. Still an amazing, beautiful tin promo, and Summon Skull just looks so good with the secret rare, which regardless of which way it's going. This one is pretty standard. I just, again, wanted to showcase some random ones I found. Filo Messenger for hire. The name is shifted. If it was down a bit more, it'd be really significant being out of the box. I think this sold on eBay for like $8, so it's not a huge misprint. But again, there are people that will want them and collect them. This one is one of the most iconic misprints, and honestly thought it was one that pretty much everybody knew about, but I actually had a few people talk about it after the previous video that I posted, and I had been speaking with some friends who have played the game for a while and had no idea this existed. And this is basically, there's multiple iterations of this. This is from Gladiator's Assault. It's Chaos Neos with the Rainbow Dragon name. Alternatively, there is a Rainbow Dragon with the Chaos Neos name, so there were a lot of mess-ups from that, but this misprint is very, very famous within the Yu-Gi-Oh community. It is also very, very pricey. I think there's 2 or 3 total variations of this misprint across those sets that either have the art of Rainbow Dragon, Chaos Neos, or the other one. I would say definitely take a look into the history of this if you're interested. It's really cool, and there aren't too many copies in existence, but it's more commonly known as a misprint. It's just extremely hard to find nowadays, being a combination of a ghost rare from an old set like Gladiator's Assault, and just being a straight-up, just a cool-ass misprint for what it's worth. Alright, Hecatrus is another one I wanted to showcase. This is actually a super rare from Premium Pack 2. There was a big misprint error for a while with Premium Pack 2 where some super rares in the set got secret rare foiling. I know Hecatrus is one. I also know that some of the ritual spells like Black Magic Ritual were others. And there's probably a small handful of them that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, but just another one I wanted to show off. It's a pretty commonly known misprint, but they do command decent value. This one sold for like $8 to $10, but depending on which ones you have and what condition they're in, and again, if they're in English, they do tend to command the highest value there. But really cool. It's just a little known thing that has been around for a while, and you know, sometimes people have no idea it exists. So if you have a secret rare Hecatrus, it's not supposed to be secret rare. It's a misprint. You could have some decent value. And finishing up today, guys, this one was just wild. This is, someone sent this in on Instagram. I don't remember which channel it was at the moment I'm looking at it. It might have been Midnight_YuGiOh. I will post all of the Instagram links in the description below. So if you're really interested in checking them out, which I recommend, don't rely on my word of mouth in the video. Just click the links and check them out. Show some support, because it was really cool of them to provide this to us to look through. But this TG Hyper Librarian and Acid Golem of Destruction, these are Return of the Duelist Special Edition promos. As you can see, they have almost like a test card foiling going on. So it looks like, I don't know if they stamped the image onto a test card or vice versa, but this is, I've never seen a misprint like this in my life. And this is just absolutely insane to look at. I mean, just craziness. Again, you know, you can see the cards, you can identify what they are, but they're obviously not playable. I would bet that these are worth quite a pretty penny when all is said and done. And so, one honorable mention I did want to include, because I found this after I got all my stuff together for the video and did the scripting and everything else. This is actually, these are all 4 separate misprints that someone had contributed to the request. If you look at the bottom left, the Pendulum Sorcerer, that is legit. That's how it came out of the pack, he said. He said it was actually a little bit bent when it came out. The Blue Eyes is just missing, you know, a third of itself. The top right is one of those weird test cards. I don't know what the AFWERPEN means. I'm assuming it's just test letters that they use. And then just a beautiful Dogma Ultimate Rare First Edition with no name. Certainly not the most, you know, amazing misprint in the entire universe, but it's badass, it deserves some love, and it's pretty cool, so I figured I would feature that in there. So thanks again to everyone who did contribute misprints to the video to show off. It's very much appreciated. If you guys do like this type of content and want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh! Misprint videos, let me know. If you have misprints you want to submit to be featured in the channel, and I will also obviously shout out your socials and stuff. Do that as well, whatever works for you guys, but please like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video.